Nathan's dad plays Minecraft. 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 Nathan's dad plays Minecraft.
Dad, is this really your intro?
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Nathan's Dad's Plays Minecraft. Today we are going to build our house. And I build boxes and modified boxes, so I am not really the best at a building tutorial, but I didn't want the house to show up in the world without showing everybody how I built it. So we lost the... not lost the ability. Well, yeah, we lost the ability to use a second kind of wood when I did not get a spruce sapling from the spruce tree. And that kind of spooked me a little bit. And so I am going to wait until we get fortune on a pickaxe in order to head out to the other islands to try and get some wood there, because eventually the wandering trader will offer that trade, but considering I've only seen him once in this world so far, there's no telling really how long that's going to be. So that may be a considerable amount of time before he actually shows up in the world. So the palette I've chosen for this is I've chosen stone bricks. I'm going to use smooth stone for the floor, and then obviously oak for the wood accents. So an old trick from back when I used to play Terraria that I used for just building or deciding the layout of the house is just kind of go in random directions and do a random foundation here. You can always modify it later if there's something you don't like. Whoops. And that is why you put half slabs down underneath, because when you're going random like this, you can fall off. Normally I'm not too worried about falling off, but as you can see, that happens. So yeah, so was kind of glad I did that. I also did this between Nether episodes, and so that is why I am smelting charcoal instead of using the coal or the blaze rods that we got from the Nether episode yesterday. So if somebody had a question about that, wanted to explain myself there, thought it was important to put the two Nether episodes right next to each other, and so I did skip this one, and now I'm coming back to it. Now in the corners I'm going to use just oak logs right here like this. So I think that'll look kind of good. And then we do have sand now, so I'll be able to also put some windows in here, which will be nice. And then I'm going to make the roof completely unable to spawn mobs. So that'll be good for people that don't just want to build a box. Like I said, there's definitely better people at building than I am. But if you don't want to just build a box and you want to modify your box just a bit, why, you've come to the right spot, because I think the roof looks kind of decent. So it'd look better if I had a second kind of wood to go up there, but beggars can't be choosers at this point in the game. Oh, and blaze rods. Yeah, a lot of people don't realize that blaze rods are actually a fuel source as well. So coal and charcoal will smelt 8 items. Lava, which we don't really have in very large supply on this server, but in the regular vanilla Minecraft or in some of the other versions, lava will smelt 100 items, and then when you do that you also get the bucket back as well. So for if you're next to the nether and are maybe trying to dig out some lava or something along those lines, lava is actually a very, very powerful fuel source. But blaze rods will smelt 12 items. And for the floor here, I am going with bottom half slabs, as you can see. That way I just don't have to worry about anything spawning in here. No reason to worry about it. and especially since I am going to have a roof on it. So, yep, make a little spot for some windows. Let's go ahead and make a couple more furnaces so that way we can smelt this stuff a little bit quicker. Also, we're going to need to make some more charcoal, so while that's going on, I will get that done as well. Try and get this floor done. And I also do need to be very careful since I am dealing with spawnable spaces. I need to make sure that I sleep as soon as it turns dark every night. I did try and light up a lot of the area, but it just takes one space for a creeper to spawn and wreak havoc on everything, and you know, these stone tools aren't really the best for dealing with creepers. There we go, looks like I made it. And then I did cut out a couple of times where I did need to mine more stone, so, and I think I might have got some more wood as well. So that's the reason why I faded out and faded in a couple times, just getting more supplies. No, didn't figure you guys wanted to see that. I'll try and make it symmetrical here. Hey, you know something, I think I'm going to make this window a little bit bigger. There we go. And then this will be our doorway here. And we're starting to look like a house here. And go ahead and smelt some glass, or some sand into glass. That way we can make our windows. Get some of these other blocks and such that I have already smelted. And head back and finish this thing up. So while we're building here, one thing to take into consideration is the fact that I am going to have chests along these walls as well. And so I want to have enough windows to make it look decent, but also want to make sure I don't go too crazy so I still have places to put chests without the chests blocking the view. So I'm going to have some walls like this one that do not have any windows on them at all. Oh gosh, oh gosh, oh gosh. This may be bad. Let's see if any mobs spawn. I don't hear any. Ooh, thank goodness. Let's see. And so I think I'm going to do 2 windows here for that reason. I think I'm going to put some chests over here. Yeah, that looks good. And then I'll also move my furnaces and furnace production over to the house as well, so that way I'm not having to constantly run back and forth and worry about having to do that. Now I will say that the Super Mob Farm has done very, very well as far as providing me with enough string, enough arrows. The bones I'm planning on using for an automated flower farm once we get a little further in the world, so that's going to be exciting. Going to get us plenty of dye. But on a single player world, you don't really need as much as you might on a multiplayer server, because there's obviously nobody to trade with until I get some villagers, and most of the drops I get from that farm, with the exception of maybe rotten flesh. I think rotten flesh may be the only thing that I am. Oops. And if you ever do want to place 2 chests like that next to each other, 2 single chests, if you crouch and then place it on the block next to it, it will separate the chests out. So just a little tip there. Put wood in that one. Put a few torches around. Keep the area lit up. And also kind of make it look nice. Probably have a few more blocks at this point. go ahead and turn our glass into glass panes. And start stocking our chests. Now I'll go ahead and fast forward through this once I get a few items in the chest. But as you can see, I did want to show you some of the variety of drops that I've gotten and just how much you can get from this mob farm. Really adding that modified part where you can get the drowned has really been a huge success. So go ahead and put a few of these glass panes in there. There we go. Yeah, and we're starting to come along here, I think. Let's see, I think I'll put the crafting bench here, and probably the furnaces over there where I just removed those torches. And eventually we will have an auto smelter setup built up. Not sure how complicated I'm going to make it. You know, I really don't smelt a whole lot of things that I can't wait for. But it will be nice to have at least an input and output hopper. So that way I'm not having to manually put things in all the time. You know, maybe have a couple furnaces hooked up together so that way it smelts stuff a little bit faster automatically. But I've got to have more fuel first before I even worry about that. And eventually I'll also smelt down all this armor as well. These iron and chainmail pieces that I'm getting from the mob farm will eventually be melted down into nuggets, and then once I get those melted down into nuggets, I'll make iron ingots out of them and use that for the iron stuff I need until I am able to build the iron farm. And I know the design for the iron farm that I'm going to build uses a cauldron, so that is, I believe, 7 pieces of iron. So 7 pieces of iron is going to be a pretty tall order at this stage of the game. But then once we get that iron farm built, that really changes a lot of stuff for me. Let's see. Yeah, let's put a window here. These, I don't need windows here, I don't think. Use this for storage. Go ahead and reclaim that. Get those couple blocks back. Yep, and as you can see, I also did move the 4 furnaces into the base as well. Duh. And I also put item frames up for the different items, just to kind of help me keep track a little bit, so I'm not rummaging through chests to figure out what I need for what. Now that clay, what am I going to do with that? Well, I can smelt it down and turn it into bricks, but when I get some of the masons, I am going to buy bricks from them anyway, just because it helps to unlock some of the higher up trades. And so because of that, I think I'm going to just turn it into clay. And let's see, getting ready to work on the roof now. So for the roof, you're going to need stairs and slabs. About twice as many slabs as you do stairs. And we are going to use just top half slabs. I'm sorry, bottom half slabs for the stuff. And what I'm doing now is I'm just going around and placing the stairs on the outside. Give me an extra space to stand on. And I can reach this from the ground, so let's see. Okay, and so what you can do to make it look like it blends in a little bit nicer is you can have half slabs over the top of the stone, but then when you get to the end here, put the half slabs one down so that way it kind of looks like it blends in like I just did right there. That works for me. Like I said, not the best builder, but that is one tip that I can offer you. So looks like I am out of cobblestone, so I'll mine a little bit of that. And now that that is done, boy, that was fast. I got some more stone bricks right here. Just off camera, I mined a little bit more cobblestone and made some more bricks to kind of finish this out a little bit. And move the location of those torches there. Go ahead and fill in the roof a little bit. And just kind of working on the details on the bottom here, adding the window panes to the windows. Well, that worked out well, just exactly enough. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and dirt pillar up to the top here, and then what you want to do is alternate, just for this roof design anyway. I know there's tons of different roof designs out there. And like I said, the two boxes on the bottom, if you make them a different color of wood, I've been told that that looks better. That's what I was planning to do, but I've only got the oak, so we'll do that. And if you just kind of start from the outside and do this, you'll be able to blend the roof in pretty nicely without too much effort. So at this point, just kind of working on how this is going to look and adding a few more stone bricks there as well. And another tip is you can jump off onto your bed if you've got it next to your house, so that way you don't take fall damage. So that's kind of nice. Whoops. And there we go. Okay, now in the middle right here, what you can do, this one happened to be a 2-block middle, and so I'm just able to put stairs on both sides of it. Finish putting this up here. If it were a 1-block middle, what you can do is you can go up with a half slab in the center there, and that works just as well. So that was kind of nice. And so now I'll put the other, you know something? I think I'm going to switch the direction of the roof on this side so they're not all going the same way. And then that'll blend in kind of nicely as well. So we're going to put this one going this way. And that way I can show you how to do an angle as well. Normally I've got 1 or 2 of these in my houses just because it does kind of make them look nice. But when I placed this one randomly, it did not work as well as for this design as some of the other houses that I build. So just getting an axe and getting all of this off, and then we will start blending this in. All right. And again, just putting the stone bricks in the middle here so that way it kind of works nicely. So, and that's another option for pairing the two as well. On the other one I did 2 stairs. On this one I just kind of did a 2 half slabs. And so you've got plenty of different options here. And here I'm going with 2 stairs as well. So really there's no right or wrong way to do it. Just kind of play with it, see what you like, and then that's how that works. Now where the overhang is right here, you're going to want to put stone everywhere the roof kind of overlays into the next roof. So right there you can see there'll be like little pieces of stone peeking through, and you don't want that to be wood. You want that to be your main building material. So, and I'll show you how that looks here in a second, but I think it looks a lot better if it's stone there instead. And since all of these blocks are within 24 blocks of me, not really concerned about the sun going down. I've got enough materials, I think, to work through at least part of the night. Okay, and this is where I was talking about you can just use half slabs there, and you can either go up to, or you can just kind of make it flat. It's really kind of whatever choice you want to do. I would not leave them as solid blocks now. As you can see, I just decided to leave it flat. You can also go up to as well, but you are going to want bottom half slabs there, so that way you don't end up with mobs spawning on your roof, interfering with your sleep and all that sort of stuff. So, and again, as you can see, I'm just kind of going from the outside in, and then when you get to these corners and such, it really makes it a whole lot easier just doing this way rather than building from one side to the other. If you just go from the outside in, when you get to the corners, you know where they are. You don't have to do any complicated math to figure out what goes where, and it just kind of all comes together. So and when you get to a peak like that right there and you don't know what to do, that's kind of what I'm trying to figure out. Just go to a one of the other ends, and normally it kind of presents itself, the solution does. And I'm looking for a way down now. Yep, there we go. I'm gonna go ahead and sleep and kind of look at this from a different perspective. Just got to kind of figure out what to do there, and then also need to make some more slabs and stairs. So go ahead and build up here, and when I finish I can taper that off. Okay. Alright, so this one's kind of an interesting one. What we're probably going to have to do is put a stone support on the inside of the house right here. This is because you've got 2 roofs going the same way that don't meet up exactly. And so, like I did over with the other one, just kind of put a stone support in the roof so that way it looks like there's something there. And you can do pillars if you want. I really like my houses open, so I think I'm probably not going to do pillars, but sometimes I do if that's kind of what the design calls for. Let's see. Probably what I'll do is I'll probably come over from this side, and see that hole right there? Yeah, you're gonna have to use some stone there to fill that in. And so what I'm doing is just seeing where the holes are. Yep, and it looks like the pattern is fairly repeating. So Whoops. Yeah, and sometimes the stairs place the way you don't want them, and you just got to break them and replace them. Not a big deal. It is kind of cool that they do have the corner stairs, and I'm sure the programming, it's very difficult to make it read your mind. And so, you know, you just kind of gotta do what you gotta do there. So finish this up here. What do we do here? Yeah, let's just do it like that. And we're going to bring that out one more as well, so that way there's an overhang. Oh, and we got to go all the way to the bottom to do that. So branching out over the void on stairs is not advisable, because they do every once in a while like to just chuck you off. But you know something, it worked out okay. So now I got to figure out what I'm going to do with this right here. And I don't really know. Let me think about it a second while I'm putting the stone in here. As you can see, that stone does look kind of nice. Nice little accent. Not that anybody would ever really see it anyway, but you know, just kind of adds a nice little touch to it. Let's see. Yeah, and I think that's gonna be, maybe if I put a stair right there, and what do I do with this? Yeah, that looks all right. And so yeah, and a lot of it's just kind of playing with stuff until you are able to make it look the way you want to, which that's kind of the deal there. Now the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to let's see. Yeah, I think everything looks symmetrical, looks good there. Last thing I'm going to do is put some more stone here and figure out how I want that to look, just so that way there's not random stone blocks everywhere. It does kind of have a rhyme or a reason to it. And you know something, I think I'm just going to make the thing go all the way across here. Let's see, we'll need some slabs and some I don't know, how does that look? No, I don't like that at all. So yeah, you just have to take, since those are the wood, there's a bottom half slab up in the ceiling, so if I just break the whole thing and replace it with a stone, the ceiling will still have the wood look, and then on the inside you got the look of a stone support. So we're just taking out the top half slabs but leaving the bottom half slab in place. There you go, you can see that there. And then also make sure we cover those air gaps as well. No. Yeah, there we go, that's better. And we'll just take this all the way across. And just make sure I light that up, because again, this is indoors, and so everything is spawnable space in here. Just well, anything is, it's dark enough to where stuff can spawn if you don't light it up. So we want to make sure you're doing that when you're putting the finishing touches on this. And let's see, let's look and see how a pillar looks right there. Nah, I don't really like that. And so yeah, I'll take these bottom half slabs as well, just run it over here. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, I can live with that. So yeah, everybody, thanks for watching. This is Nathan's dad, and make sure you like and subscribe if you want me to keep making these videos. Oh yeah, I'm gonna take that and put a log there. Make sure there's no other. Oh yeah, there's a few of these, just for consistency. But yeah, this is Nathan's Dad Plays Minecraft, and I appreciate you watching. Thank you so much. Bye bye.